Hello, I'm Dr. James Bogash, expert in health and longevity, and today we're going to talk about this. It was a meta-analysis looking at almost 175 studies, and a meta-analysis looks at multiple studies. A meta-analysis by itself looks at multiple studies, and then this was a analysis of meta-analysis, so it's looking at a lot of data. And the reason I point this out is because I have certainly done my share of giving my opinion on the carnivore diet, and it's because these people that follow the carnivore diet seem to completely ignore a very vast body of medical literature about the potential harms of animal products as well as the benefits of a plant-based lifestyle. So when we talk about a plant-based lifestyle, we're not talking about a vegetarian or a vegan. We're talking about the bulk of what you might eat protein-wise is going to be plant-based. And so, but what we do as far as animal-based, like as far as what I do in my lifestyle, is much different than what most people think of when they're talking about an animal-based lifestyle or plant-based with animal products. So let me go over this study first, and then we can talk a little bit about how you can safely incorporate animal products and kind of go from there. So they looked at 100 grams a day of red meat increased the risk of diabetes in this particular review of up to 20%. Processed red meat, 50 grams a day, so half as much, increased the risk by 50%. I'm sorry, by 30%. White meat, so think about chicken and poultry, 4%, so really pretty small. Dairy and yogurt actually had a little bit of a protective effect. We'll talk about that in just a second. And fish and eggs had pretty much a zero effect, which pretty much runs in what, as far as a pescatarian, but making sure that we're eating wild-caught fish, not farm-raised. So let's look at each of these categories. Red meat, I'm okay with, but it's the crappy processed junk that most people buy, the whole corn-fed beef thing. It's the exact opposite of what we should be doing. So think wild game, think grass-fed, like grass-finished beef that is raised in a very humane environment. That's the kind of stuff we should be eating. And it's more expensive, but you shrink down the quantity. Like my wife and I can split a 6-ounce filet mignon, and people look at that as the appetizer. But if you're going to do it, 10-ounce filet mignon, organic grass-fed, it's going to get expensive. So consider that. Processed meat, the nitrates, think about your Slim Jims, your lunch meats, hot dogs. We have to go with nitrate-free. The average processed meat is not good for us, and we should not be eating any of that at all unless we're paying attention to the nitrates and the quality of the meats that are fed or that are put into those products. As far as white meat, same thing. We generally stick with organic when possible, and again, smaller quantities. Looking at the dairy aspect, I am not a fan of dairy. Never have been. The data just generally is not in supportive. This did show a protective effect, but then if we look at things like cancer, we've seen links between dairy intake and cancer. Plus, if you're looking at milk, you're drinking your calories, and I never support drinking our calories. So just some things to go by and to pay attention. So it's not about just red meat, it's the quality of the red meat that's going to have an impact on your overall health. As always, I'll post a link to this particular study in the description. Make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who you think needs the information, and subscribe to the channel.